Hey guys, before we get started, this is this is recording the day before Valentine's, but it's coming out a week after. But it's okay. It's okay. We still love y'all. We're keeping that going. We're keeping the love alive. Follow us on social media. Show us some love on there. Facebook, Instagram, and X at Launchpad Pod, our website, launchpadpod.com, and on YouTube. Check out our handsome faces. Although today I'm not very handsome. I'm getting over like the slightest, like not even like a cold that makes you feel bad, just one that like makes you gross. Because
I
like
was gonna say makes you look bad.
no, that doesn't happen. Like I went to like bend over and like pat my daughter on the head, and it's like stuff came out of my nose and almost got on her. I was like, oh.
Like a He-Man playset.
Yeah, I poured the ooze into my man bun, and then it came out my nose. Oh, it was so gross, and she was so off put by it because she was like, they were just about to leave, and I was like, okay, bye. Let me give you a hug and kiss. And she was like, Daddy, I hope your nose stops leaking and you feel better. And I was like, thanks, baby. I hope your leak gets better. I was like, thanks.
It's like very sympathetic when you're sick. Like if you cough, you don't have to do it on him, but if you cough, he goes, Daddy, I'm sorry you're sick. And I'm like, I know you're saying that because you're being sweet, but it is your fucking fault, bro.
Yeah,
Stay over there.
You get sick as shit and you bring it home. The second she comes home and like starts sniffling, I'm like, I'm going to be sick in a week. Here it comes. But we're not talking about runny noses or He-Man play sets. Well, we might talk about He-Man play set. I don't know. Who knows? We're having a fun. It's our Valentine's Day episode, so let's get on with the show.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
All right, welcome to the Launchpad Podcast. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Matt.
Matt, you sound blue. You sound glum. What's up, my friend?
I'm a little sad. I got my heart broken.
Oh no, dude. Are you sleeping on the couch?
No, it's not Amanda. It's don't tell her, but my crush of, I don't know, 35 years, 37 years. My crush just broke my heart after all of that pining. 37 years of pining.
Oh, no.
She let me down gently, but she let me down.
I mean, we'll have to get into that. You want to talk about it now? Or we're going to save it as a tease for later.
Let's tease it a bit.
It is Valentine's Day. Let's tease it up. Let's get teasy. Tease it.
Oh, that's how you guys do Valentine's Day? We exchange chocolates, eat chocolates, and then go to bed at 9. That's our Valentine's Day.
I mean, I already got my present because
so did I, but go ahead.
My wife is the best and also the worst gift giver at the exact same time. How does that work, may you ask? She's the best because she buys very thoughtful and really awesome gifts. She's so good at buying gifts. She's the worst because she can't hold on to them until the day you're supposed to give the gift.
So she gets I think you said this before. She gets too excited.
She gets so pumped. Like a box shows up and she's like, tee-hee, it's your Valentine's Day present. I'm like, can't wait to open it. And she's like, open it now. And you're like, what? You don't want to wait till I can't wait till Valentine's Day. You gotta force me to open it. It's the Ghostbusters Lego set, my dude. The Ecto one, the big 18-inch Ecto one Lego
set. The collector's one, not the, because I have one that comes with minifigs. It's a kid's set. It's probably a couple hundred pieces.
No, this is thousands and thousands of pieces. The instructions come in a like envelope this thick. It is amazing.
A little jealous. I'm a little jealous.
I am not a Lego guy, to be honest. I have nothing against them. Love Legos, grew up with Legos, played a lot of Legos, but like I don't like collect like so it was something that was like, oh, this is actually gonna be really fun to put together and something that's new and exciting to do. So it was a cool gamble that I'm pretty stoked on, jazzed on it.
Congratulations. I got some sweet ass Jaws boat shoes. Amanda's family lives on a lake and they just got a new boat that we are owners of.
Aye, Captain.
Yeah. And Amanda was like, I'm gonna get something that's part me and part you. So she got these pretty sweet Jaws boat shoes. This is Jaws 2. It's got some people falling off of those wind boats or whatever those things are called, like the sailboats that they have.
Sailboat?
No, but it's like a weird sailboat skiff. It's not like a traditional sailboat. So she got me these shoes and she was like, listen, and we always do this because we always get stuff kind of like that each other likes, but not exactly. So she's like, my feelings won't be hurt if these aren't your deal. But I thought boat shoes, they're cool. You could lounge around the house and wear them in Rhode Island when we go. So I looked into it and I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. But I'm going to look into it and see what the different options are. So this company is like a big boat shoe company. They made, 15 different Jaws shoes. So I want this other one that's a different design. On one foot, it's got the classic Jaws shark coming up, but it's coming up to the side, like across your foot. Okay. And on the other foot is the girl swimming. So when your feet are together, it's the poster. It's fucking baller. So I'm going to try to switch them out and get those. And then if you guys can keep a secret.
Yeah.
So it's for her. Hey, Amanda, I'm about to tell the podcast what I got you for Valentine's Day, but I'm going to try to do as quietly as I can. Don't listen, okay? That bitch gonna listen. All right, so here, I'll do it like this. I tried to get her something that was bridging my world and her world. So I got her a Taylor Swift graphic novel.
Rad. Hell yeah.
Like, I think that's at least on par with this, with a special eBay exclusive variant cover and all this other stuff.
Dude, Taylor Swift had the best month ever. I mean, haters be damned. She won the Super Bowl. Her boyfriend got to play at the Usher concert. So cool. So
I was confused. I literally thought she was on the team. I was like, which one is Taylor Swift?
I literally do not care. So I love that people get so mad when somebody's picture appears on TV for like, I don't know, 30 seconds out of 4 hours. I purposely
didn't watch because I was like, I don't even care about football. But if you're splitting it between football and that, I'm not.
I mean, go, girl. Yeah, we're talking crushes today, man. It's going to be fun.
Hard left turn.
Yeah. Well, I think some people are crushing hard on Taylor Swift. Not my jam. I did some music videos for her, though. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Man.
Crushes in movies, comic books, TV, cartoons, perhaps?
Yeah, these are like pop culture crushes. These are not crushes that like we had like Kristen Hodish. I'm not sure if you're listening, but Kristen, you knew I had a crush on you because Joey Dunn finally helped me get the balls to ask you out in 4th grade. We had a date planned and then I promptly got punished. So I guess I owe you that date, Kristen.
I was never much of a dater into high school. Girls didn't play D&D or have action figures.
I was going to say, I was more of a video game at mom's house fella.
Looking back, there's like a hindsight to like, oh man, it's not that they weren't interested. It's that I was oblivious, and that's my fault. That's on me. Because like, I remember at some point, like somebody was saying, I was like, yeah, you guys would like come over because you were friends with so-and-so's brother. We were playing D&D in his basement. And they're like, yeah, no, we were just there to try and like hang out with the boys. And you guys just wanted to play with dice and shit. And I was like, oh my God, we could have been getting to second base. Instead, we were like trying to roll crits and not slay a dragon.
Did the girls look like ogres and trolls, or were they like regular women?
We might have been more enticed.
Were you trying to roll for that?
For my charisma's pretty high.
As a kid, like when you start to get interested in that shit, I think I was probably the normal amount of interest, but I was shy as a kid. I was shy until high school. High school, I came out of my shell and like turned it on and became like the handsome, annoying, loud guy that I am now. But in middle school and below, I wasn't like taking shots and missing. I didn't know how to take a shot. So if I liked a girl, I just like liked her quietly in my little corner. And you know how much attention she gave that? Zero.
I was the kid that everybody always wanted to set up with their friend. And so they'd be like, who do you like? And you'd be like, no, I don't want to. I just don't want to make a big deal. I want to be the quiet kid in the corner. And then they'd be like, Aaron likes Stephanie. And they'd write it on the board and everybody be chanting and screaming. And then they'd force her to come and talk to you. And she'd be like, I'm not interested. And be like, I get it.
I watched that happen to one of my close friends at the time, Richard Galame. He's like, I like Chrissy Grubel. We were like, Chris likes you. And we watched this entire kid's social standing just get demolished in the span of like 47 seconds, Chrissy, does you like Richard? No.
Your high voice cuts your mic out. It's too high. It's too high for the microphone.
I trying to make a joke out of that.
Chrissy,
there's no joke.
Chrissy.
Chrissy?
See, it's funny. I've watched my life crumble like that so many times that I've learned how to flip it on its head. Like if you just start laughing like extra hard at the
joke, Chrissy.
yeah, like there's ways to flip that over if you know how to ride that shit out. And I've gotten pretty good at it. Like when shit's just going sideways, they're like, "Are you really this dumb?" I'm like, "No, but I'm gonna ride it out anyway."
I don't think I didn't have any of the Richard's life crumbled. Not life, but like social thing for the day or week crumbled because that was embarrassing. I never really had that. I didn't take many swings, but we're not talking about crushes that we actually had a chance with. We're talking about crushes that were on TV shows, commercials, billboards, movies, video games, whatever. And it's funny because this is one of those things that I had like one good idea, two good ideas when I came up with this topic. And then I was like, oh, I don't have any more than that. And then suddenly I was like, wait a minute. And I have this whole long list of unrequited past loves that didn't even know I was alive. Like, do you think Candace Cameron, DJ Tanner knew I was alive? No. To this day. And like, I don't think I'm famous, but I've done a couple things. I've been on the national news probably like 15 times in my life. National news 15 times, and I'm only 41. Candace Cameron doesn't remember me. She doesn't know me at all. I didn't even know I had a crush on DJ Tanner until one night. And dude, I swear this hit me like a train last night while thinking about this episode. I woke up one day from a dream. Do you remember? It's going to get weird. Just go with it. This is my opening volley of weird. This isn't even as weird as it's going to get. Do you remember spin art?
Hell yeah, spin art. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like for people who are too old to know what that is.
Tie-dye for people who like to get dizzy.
And I think my sister had one. It was like a bucket. And at the bottom of it was this little like paper
turntable.
Holder.
Yeah.
And a turntable. You put a piece of paper on and it spins the paper. And then you drip paint onto it. And as it spins, it makes a pattern. So it's hitting, it's splashing. And then when you turn it off, it's in a circular splash pattern around the paper. As a kid, I couldn't tell you how old I was, but let's say, it must have been elementary school. I had a dream that I guess it was Candace Cameron, but to me, she was DJ Tanner.
Yeah.
We were doing spin art. And
that was your date?
I don't even know if it was a date. I think we just both were fans of geometric splash shapes, abstract shapes.
Was it DJ Tanner with the big hair?
Fuck yeah, it was. Dude, I still can remember the visual, at least as I remember it, of the dream. We were in this like random white space and there was a table and I guess we were talking, and maybe if you ask like 7 or 8 year old Matt what the conversation of that dream was, I could tell you. But I remember waking up and it was one of those dreams where like, you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm in my bed. Oh, wait, whatever I just imagined was happening is not happening. Like it takes you a second to be like, that was a dream.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, that was a dream. And I was so crushed that I wasn't actually doing spin art with DJ Tanner that I realized I liked her. Like I didn't know until I had that taste version, and it was taken away.
In the movie version, you wake up and the spin art's drying on the table. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, dude. I woke up and I was like, holy shit. I was like, why am I so bummed that I wasn't doing spin art with her? And I don't even think I was probably old enough to know about like feelings or sexual stuff or anything. I just was like, I want to be doing spin art.
With dreams, you got to be careful. You wake up with a different kind of splatter art.
before that for well, this is before that for sure. But I think this is one of those like I couldn't have told you that I had a crush on her because I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
But like that's what it was. I wanted to be doing spin art with that girl.
All right. So
Candace Cameron, hit me up. I know you like taking pictures with your husband grabbing his boobs. That's cool. But if you guys are in one of those open relationships where you're allowed to do spin art with other men.
What's the name of that like pottery place in LA that you can go and do paint?
Oh,
mugs?
yeah. It's like, yeah. I wonder.
Oh, I forgot the name. That would be a perfect joke. Hey,
now I want to make a reality show. Color Me Mine.
Color Me Mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I want to make a reality show that's fucking Dungeons and Dragons dorks finally getting to do the dream date that they had with their childhood crushes. But it's got to be the same thing. So like, it's not the modern version. We have to go to some sort of spin art place. You know those spin art places?
Yeah. Do they do that anyway? like a tie-dye joint? Yeah, we're definitely doing arts and crafts. We got to go to the mall and hang out at the food court.
I can't no, because I think that's almost plebeian. Like, oh, let's go to the mall. When a young man asks you to do some spin art, you put on your best clip-on earrings and feather that hair as high as you can, and you show that guy a good time.
That's like the 90s 9-year-old, 11-year-old. How old are we saying? 11-year-old equivalent of the scene
I think
from
it was
Ghost.
younger.
The pottery scene from Ghost. Boom, boom.
Oh, my love.
Squirting out the. I like to use.
My darling, can you pass me the blue?
Squirting it slow on there.
She's doing she's squirting the paint on, and I have my hands around. I'm standing behind her, and I have my hands around her.
And you guys just look into each other's eyes, and the camera pans into the spin, and it fades to black. That's love, baby. That's
Come on,
love.
tell me. I mean, Star Wars had worse sex or love scenes in it than that. You could feel that. We just said some shit that like, ooh,
man.
I haven't officially asked Amanda to be my Valentine's. I feel like if Candace Cameron, whatever her married name is, hits me up, I have a chance.
EJ Tanner. All right. So when I was a kid, we went to the video store a lot. Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, Marsh, your local grocery store.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite books, which also had several movies, a lot of movies. A lot of them are like, I don't know, Norwegian or something, whatever. I love Pippi Longstocking. And this is just one of a lot that you're going to find that and Matt knows this and my wife knows this because she is one. I guess I got a thing for redheads. I guess. It's going to happen time and time again on this list, but Pippi Longstocking might have been my first crush. Here's this badass chick, doesn't take shit for nobody, runs with pirates, steals a pirate ship, fucking goes and saves her dad, has a pet fucking monkey and a talking parrot, and like can just kick ass all over the place. My favorite one was a High Seas Adventure with Pippi Longstocking, which is like older from the 60s, and that was played by Inger Nielsen.
Is that the one where she has a little polka dot bikini on?
No, this is I don't know. Pippi in the South Seas. This one's from 1970, and that one had a lot of pirate adventure shit happening. I liked it.
You do like pirates.
I do like pirates. The new one was Tammy Aaron in the New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking, and again, same character, just this badass chick who's like, I'm not afraid to put on an eye patch. I'm like, I can see you rocking that.
Hot.
All right. Hot. That
pirate
hat?
So
cool.
You mentioned a couple things that I think could be selling points
yes.
as far as like a love interest. What about it? What about her or her adventures do you think was like the heavy hitters for your heart?
She just wasn't afraid to like just make a huge mess and have fun. And as somebody who like I identified more with like the little kid, the other kid in it, like she is basically a female Peter Pan who shows up in these children's lives and basically wreaks havoc but teaches them how to have a good time. Who are the two children? What are their name? Tommy and Annika. Yeah, Tommy and Annika are the two children that she befriends. She's like the neighbor kid. They're normal, and she's wild and crazy. And her dad hasn't been home for years, and he's off fighting pirates. And she's got this pet monkey and lives in a crazy Pee Wee Herman type house. And you're like, see, like that allure of like this kid who does whatever they want, gets to do whatever they want. Who's this cute freckled redhead with crazy hair?
Yeah,
and,
boner tails.
Yeah, and here I am, this like kid who's just like, oh, I gotta be home by 6 o'clock. I just do it. And she's like, fuck that shit. Get my pirate ship. Let's go.
My parents won't let me watch PG-13 movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Oi, matey! And your heart was like, ba-boompa, ba-boompa, ba-boompa.
Yeah. She's the one who was like really going to show you what High Seas Adventures is like. What SWAT? She's probably killed a few men. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. And that does it for you.
I mean,
I'm not judging. I'm on board with that.
Her wild style and take no prisoners, give no fucks. I thought that was great. And it's also like that, like devil may care attitude. Like I love that, like that thirst for life. She had a real zesty long stock. Dumb name though, but you know, whatever.
All right. So let's say that you guys have been dating for a while and it's serious.
Pippi Longstocking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're talking about moving in. Like it's that serious.
Yeah.
What do you call her like day to day? Like if she's in the other room and you're calling her.
Oh, this is good. This is good. Because pet names, I don't, I mean, everybody has them. Like my wife and I, it's like Bear and Bunny. What's up, Bun? Hey, Bear. And you're like, oh, that's so sweet.
Wait, time out for a second. I have to throw up, but go ahead.
Yeah, right. Well, still, it's a pet name. That's why
like me and you have pet names for each other. It's just the same pet name, but
shut up, Rooms. So like, but like the one that I hate, don't know, like hubby. Nah, get that shit out of here. She doesn't. My wife has never done that. But like chubby hubby as an ice cream flavor. Just the word alone, it's like moist. It's like moist. Gross. What a gross word. Blah, hubby. Hubby. Gross. I don't know. Like, what would I call Pip? Hey, Pips, what's up?
Yeah, would you call her Pip? Would you call her Pippi?
Pippi. That's a fun. It's her. It is. Say it fast. It's funny. My am Pippi Longstocking. If you say it fast, it's funny. Pippi Longstocking.
I think I call her Pips.
I love my funny name. That came out. That's like 40 years old right there. That song
that's
just
a real
popped
song?
into my head. Yeah, that's from the movie.
About her funny name?
Her funny name. She sings it. Yeah.
She's pretty cool. I got to go back and watch that movie.
They're pretty great. Again, they're pretty great in a 6 to 9 year old's mind. I bet if we went back and watched them now, she's like spewing racist, homophobic slurs.
I thought you were going to say from like a crush perspective, like 41-year-old me is going to watch it and be like, she's not that hot.
Gross.
Ooh. You okay?
Yeah, you made me cough up a little bit.
Yay! That's the sign of comedy.
Oh, that's great comedy. That's good radio too. Don't watch it on YouTube though. You watch me hawk up a loogie. Yeah, Pippi Longstocking. I just she was a firecracker, man.
All right.
And also not like conventionally, like I wasn't into girly shit, you know? Like girly girls.
Oh, you weren't into girls who were girly girls.
Yeah, which is funny because my wife's pretty girly, but she's cool. She's cool. She's all right.
How many men has she killed? How many pirate ships has she stolen? You were like, I like a girl.
Here's where it would fall apart, though. You want to know where it would fall apart? I like having the funniest story in the room. I like being able to tell the story. I'm like, this one time, me and my roommate, we were playing like Nerf Crack House. And she's like, shut up. This one time I stole a pirate ship. And we're like she would be constantly one-upping my stories. There's nothing I could do or say. My life is mundane compared to hers. And I'd either have to become okay with that or it wouldn't work out. And I'd be like, yeah.
You'd start to resent it. You'd resent the very thing that pulled you together.
And she'd be like,
call her Pippi Longstory. Oh, Pippi Longstory. I heard this again with the pirate ship.
And then
our whole street knows you stole the pirate ship, babe. We heard it.
Me and Tommy and Annika, we did this. Me, Tommy, and Annika did that and be like, yeah, you and Tommy and you and Tommy. Yeah, well, you can go have Tommy, all right? And then I'm out.
Well, I hope you do work it out. If I say the words "as if" to you, who does that make you think of? What movie does it make you think of?
Legally Blonde or something like that? I don't know.
No. Edit all this out because you're dumb.
I don't know.
It is with a blondish, attractive female lead in the 90s. She didn't have an idea of what was going on, which led to the title of the movie.
Clueless?
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Starring Alicia Silverstone.
Tell
me you didn't have the hots for her at least for a minute in the 90s.
I didn't see that movie till I was a full-ass adult.
But she was in a... First of all, she's still attractive as a full-ass adult. Second of all, she was also in a bunch of Aerosmith videos, at least 2, I think. She was in Batman and Robin.
Oh, she was. Yeah.
But she wasn't. That wasn't really her best anything.
No, that movie wasn't the best.
You saw bat nipples though on her.
Yeah, and on them.
Take the good with the bad.
Yeah, that didn't do it for me though, because that movie was just a complete fucking mess the rest of the time. So
that movie, even including her, she was terrible. I mean, it's not her fault, but she was terrible in it. She's really good in Clueless, and she's really good. She was in a couple thrillers and stuff. She was good at those. A Babysitter.
I'm glad that you like Clueless. I like Clueless as well. That is.
I love Clueless.
When she gets left at Crown Liquors, every time I'm like, I bought liquor there.
Alicia Silverstone for sure was like, she's so like. That's when I started to know, like, I was sexually attracted to her. I don't know, like, how deep those thoughts went, but I definitely thought she was hot. You know what I mean? There's an Aerosmith video that she jumps off of the, she gets a tattoo, I think on her leg or something, and she's wearing like a little schoolgirl outfit. And I think she gets the tattoo and they like hike up the skirt a little bit. I was like, whoa. And then she jumps off a bridge at the end and she's...
Wait, is she in Janie's Got a Gun or whatever? What's the name of the video she's in?
She's in 2. One is the one that goes, I don't know the name of the song, but it was, I was crying because I left you. Now I'm dying. Yeah, I think she was in that one. And I think that's what I'm talking about. I think there's another one. I forget.
It's weird when his daughter's not in the music videos that he's singing about. Like,
she's also hot, but I didn't pine for her like I did. Like, part of me hoped Alicia Silverstone would come to like Long Island and be like, are you Matt Corrigan? And then in my ultimate fantasy, her and DJ Tanner fought for me.
Okay, yeah, she's in. Well, guess the name of that song. It's called "Crying."
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, she was. I thought, and I think it's that one. But she jumps off a bridge at the end.
Crazy.
Maybe it was Crazy.
Yeah.
She jumps off the bridge and she's got a bungee cord on at the end, and then she gives a blurred out middle finger to whoever was chasing her. And I was like, ooh, that's a little badass. And she also she gets her belly button pierced. That's what it was. It wasn't a tattoo. She gets her belly button pierced, but they show that skin. And as that little preteen boy, I was like, ooh.
So I've been with Kate when she's gotten several piercings, and I didn't know this. I'm okay around some blood piercings. I can't watch it.
Even if they're bloodlet, you're saying the active piercing or like bloody piercing?
Piercing ears, piercing, like, yeah. It was just like, oh shit. Seeing the needle go through skin got me real like, oh fuck. Oh, didn't know that was gonna happen. Like, had no clue, because I was like, fuck yeah, dabber. But then I got all like woozed out about it. I was like, what?
I like that fuck? You didn't go from thinking it was okay to not liking it. You went from, yeah, stabber. You were so gung-ho.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's...
I never gave it any thought, but Alicia, if you're listening, come on over, let me watch that navel get pierced, and I'll tell you how I feel about it.
Tell you how I feel about it.
Every once in a while, like, so if you guys aren't watching YouTube, and if you don't know how this podcast, and probably most podcasts work, Erin is in Georgia, and I'm in Los Angeles. And we have headphones on, each of us. We're talking into a microphone. So my family can only hear my half of the conversation, and Erin's family can only hear his. So presumably my wife just heard me yell out, so Alicia, if you're going to get that navel pierced, come on over. Oh, Amanda literally just opened the door and said, it's Alicia. What am I saying? What was I saying? No, I wasn't saying Alicia. She's well. I was going to say I probably will have to explain the navel thing. She doesn't ask a lot of questions. I think what happens in the launch pad stays in the launch pad. But
all right, I'm going to switch over from reality to some cartoons. You ready?
yeah, I was wondering how quickly that switch was going to happen.
Oh, because that's where all my feels were. I was remember, I was rolling dice and watching cartoons, man.
Do that hand gesture again.
Trying to orc 'em work. All right. If I sing this song to you with the boombox outside your house, let me see. They've been laughing since I can remember, but they're not going to laugh anymore. No more Maxie the Geek, no more Goof of the Week like before.
Is it the Goof Troop?
Goofy movie.
Goofy movie. The girl with the little dot on her face?
Fuck yeah, Maxine.
Yeah. I was a little old for that, I think, because I watched it, but I don't remember caring. I do remember thinking, wow, she is hot.
Yeah.
For whatever she is.
For a dog creature, yes. An anthropomorphic dog creature, adorable. And it's one of those things, like the movie made her like kind and nerdy enough that you were like, she's approachable. Like a lot of times when movies are like, boom, sexy, and you're like, yeah, I get that. I'm not going anywhere near that fire.
Yeah, that's above my punching weight. I can't get up there.
Yeah. Like, you know, it would, again, unless I want to start getting everybody to laugh at me and being on the joke, I'm not going to go. But like Maxine from Goofy Movie, he is the one failing. And you're like, dude, just stop being an idiot for 5 seconds and go talk to her and you'll be fine. And it sets off this like roller coaster adventure. And it was just like, I think she seemed approachable. And for a nerd like me, a young nerd, like, I don't want to say attainable because that's like the wrong, that's a stupid way to put it. But like I think I could shoot my shot and have a chance, right? If I were an anthropomorphic dog.
She was out of your league, bro. She is out of your league. But as your friend who would support your choice, my anthropomorphic dog ass would be
you were the guy eating Cheese Whiz in the corner. It's a leaning tower.
Oh, yeah. Cheese. The best is, I think, if you're the main character, that's me. If I'm the main character, that's you. I think we would just swap roles.
No. If you're the main character, I'm Fat Pugsley.
I remember, if I'm not mistaken, and like I said, this was not my jam, this specific one, but I believe there is a shot of her like flipping her hair back.
Yes, like, in slow motion. Yes.
Yes. And it was like, you drew that sexy on purpose.
Oh,
you wanted to get a lot of little kids to be like, whoa, what was that?
Yeah. In the sequel, which I saw like once, she became a meme because of her sultriness, and they call her Beret Girl, and she is like her eye, like immediately you see her, and you're like, whoa. They did not need to sex it that much up for the sequel, guys. Come on.
They were trying to sex it up more. They were trying to get her to go full nude or at least topless, but her manager said no unless they hit a certain price point and they couldn't come in at it. So,
oh my God,
can't see a Beret Girl boobs.
There are, yeah. That movie, I love that movie. When I was a kid, that just hit just right, and I'm like, fuck yeah, this movie rocks. But yeah, Maxine from a Goofy Movie.
Let me keep you in cartoons, okay?
Okay.
Remember Heathcliff? You might be too young, but
I'm too young for Heathcliff, but I know that he's like a Garfield knockoff who does not like lasagna.
Right. So he was an orange cat, right? The ones that I watched was one of those, like, he was like packaged with another cartoon. So it was Heathcliff, and they called them the Cadillac Cats. And the Cadillac Cats consisted of a guy who kind of looked like a hairier, shorter Heathcliff, but he had this big pompadourish hat and a cane. He had three friends with him. One just looked like a beatboxer. One had roller skates and headphones on, and one was a big hulking Mungo kind of guy. And
did he sound like Jabberjaw?
No, I think he sounded dumb, but I don't remember. I only remember in my head, I can hear the guy with the headphones on.
Okay.
It's not who I want to talk about tonight.
No, you want to talk about leg warmers.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I do.
Fuck yeah, leg warmers.
Riff Raff, the main cat, had a girlfriend named Cleo. Cleo was a tall, skinny, sexy ass.
They didn't have to draw her like that.
For sure. Well, here's the thing, okay? Guys, look up Cleo from the Cadillac Cats and Riff Raff and the Cadillac Cats, okay? She was a tall cat.
With your safe search filter on.
Yeah, that's probably worth saying. I did not see anything these, I didn't want to say.
Don't just type these raw into a search Google and do not type any of these in. Like, you got to make sure your parental filters are turned up on all of these. That's just a blanket statement, right? Rule 34 exists, guys. Don't toy with it.
I looked this up. I looked her up to find out her name. And I read the little wiki about her before I looked at a picture of her. And as I'm reading the wiki, it says she's, the girlfriend of Riff Raff, and there was another girl in the way at one point, and she had competition with her, blah blah blah. And it says appearance, and it's like she's a light tan cat who blah blah blah, and with her hair is usually over her front. And immediately I was like, oh my god, that was part of it. She has she's a cat, but she has human hair, and the human hair is so voluminous, that's what I'm saying. There's so much volume to her hair, it goes down around the back of her head, over her shoulder, and covers her chest. So already you're teasing the fact that she has a chest by not showing it with this hair.
No, and you know what that's a reference to? Venus de Milo.
Yeah, but that's a whole sexual stat. Isn't that a hot statue?
It absolutely is. It's a painting of a woman totally naked coming out of the sea on a seashell.
Right.
And
her hair is covering her boobs.
Her hair, well, no, not even. Her hair is so long it's wrapping around, it's covering her nether regions. Her boobs are right out there, dude. You can see those.
So this cat's human boobs are hidden.
Shout out to Botticelli, by the way. Mwah. The Italians.
I remember as a kid, that the fact that you were hiding that made it seem like there was something to hide. As I keep reading this wiki, it says she was wearing a leotard the same color as her fur. And I was like, wait, what? And I looked up pictures. I do not see a leotard. I see a cat who is naked. Because none of the rest of the cats have full on clothes. One of them is naked. One of them wears a hat. One of them wears a shirt and a hat, but none of them are wearing pants. It's like that cartoon nudity thing that for some reason allowed.
Yeah,
I don't see her having any clothes on except 2 pink leg warmers. And as a kid, I don't think I understood sexiness, but I think that was my first inkling of whoa.
Okay.
You're hiding her boobs and she's got leg warmers on, which makes it seem like everything in between is exposed. And you couldn't see anything. It was just fur. And she's, I don't know, as far as anthropomorphic cats are concerned, she's pretty hot. Notice I said is. I'm not saying she was.
I mean, and when you look at Heathcliff and what's this other asshole's name with the pimp hat?
Riff Raff. You're right. He's got a pimp hat.
She is way out of their league. What is she doing with
them?
They
live in a junkyard.
What is she doing with them? Oh, see, and this is what makes it also when you are a young pining, adolescent boy, and you're like, I could help them. And you're like, no, don't get involved. That baggage, man. And the boyfriend's going to fight you. Don't, but you're like,
I could beat a cat with a pimp hat. Oh, he had a cane. He did have a cane.
I don't know, man.
And a gang. I guess he had essentially a gang.
Have you ever been full on attacked by a cat? Like cat scat fever?
No, but I think if I was fighting for the hand of a cat as beautiful as Cleo, I think I would bring my A game. When
the cat starts attacking you, it gets a bunch of licks in before you even realize what's happening. You're like, I'm not about to punch a cat, am I? And you're like, fuck it, I'm going to punch this cat.
I'd punch a cat for Cleo.
Okay. Well,
would you punch a cat for Pippi Longstocking?
I mean, do I get to ride on the pirate ship afterwards? Or is that on the table?
It's not
or
a
is
sea
it just...
cat.
It's a hypothetical. If I fight this cat,
would you punch a cat for that dog?
Maybe
creature? What is her name?
maybe I'd just be with. there are no cats in the Goof Troop movie world. It's all dogs. They're all dogs.
There are, but they're like the Morlocks.
Which is the weirdest thing, because Goof Troop Land is all dogs. But I've seen a movie where Goofy knows Mickey, so there are times when there's crossover.
Does Goof Troop span the world? Or is it just one land?
They
You know
go
what I mean?
on a
Like there are
road
other
trip.
countries?
The movie Goof Troop, they go on a road trip.
But they could
all
be
the
in just
way.
one country, though, right? Like that could just be dog country, dog
Well, it's
thing
a very
country.
segregated country then. They got rid of everybody. All the other species. Maybe they're a bunch of species.
Could be.
Specious. Fucking Goofy.
Do they? I know they go on a road trip. Do they have planes and boats? Maybe they only have mastered ground transportation.
So they
haven't
got
other
RVs,
continents.
dude. They got RVs.
But
They
to get to another continent.
I don't know. Like maybe there's a Mickey Mouse continent where they're all Mice. They're all Mises.
They haven't like it's like Attack on Titan, where there's like all these different societies that live so far from each other they don't really know about each other. This is a tangent. What are we
like
talking about?
how
Cartoons
Star
we wanted
Wars-
to fuck.
It's like in Star Wars how every planet's just a single biome. The desert planet,
Yeah.
the forest planet,
Planet.
yeah, swamp planet. It's like although even though we bag on that hard, the reality is when you look at other planets outside of Earth, Mars is all red desert planet.
That's true. Yeah.
Uranus is all fart gas planet. The sun is giant lava planet. There is no biomes.
And all of our listeners, I want to assure you, we will come back to the fact that he just called Uranus. We'll talk about that. There'll be a whole other episode to explore that nonsense.
I'm not going to talk about anuses on the same podcast. We're talking about
Which leads me to my
Cartoon
next
cat.
crush. Which leads me to my next animated crush.
I mean, you got a 50-50 chance on my list. They're mostly all animated.
With another one.
All right. You come home from school. You're watching TV after school, and you see the Warner Brothers logo pops up, and it fades out into two glowing spotlights that turn into a blimp, and you hear dun 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 dun, and you are ready to rock. It's fucking Batman. But are you going to be treated with an episode with any of the menagerie of sultry drawn women of the Batman the Animated Series? I'm talking Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Catwoman. They were all drawn way too sexy. There were no normal women. These were all supermodels from the 30s too, which was like also a vibe.
Started that kink off early.
Yeah. Can you get 300 bobby pins and start doing your hair for 4 hours? I want it to be in tight concentric curls, and I could only find you selling cigarettes at a jazz club. No, but seriously though,
I can understand that, but I never got hit by that crush.
No,
I get it, and I could tell you that there's like as a kid I understood that they looked good, but they didn't hit me here or any lower either. I just tap my chest and lowers my wiener.
Reference your dog. I mean, even with her annoying accent, Harley Quinn was like, Mr. J, and you're like, oh, hi.
I like that accent, but
enough to get me flustered. I'm not like I don't think I'd be like shooting a shot at Harley Quinn. I
you
also
just
know
took a cold shower after every episode.
Yeah, you can go home. You're gonna be up, go to bed. That's all you're gonna do.
That's all you're gonna do.
And Harley Quinn's out there. Oh, god damn! That's a Pulp Fiction reference for those of you who are too young to understand that.
Did you have a specific Batman animated series girl that you liked?
Poison
Any more
Ivy.
than others?
Obviously, the redhead.
Yeah, the redhead.
I mean, I gotta own it. Yeah. Because my wife's always like, I don't like it that people have like put redheads on a pedestal, and I'm like, uh-oh.
I will kick it back. Well, it's probably before that. Do you remember Chip and Dale Rescue
Gadget.
Rangers?
A 10.
Gadget, the sexy jumpsuited inventor of the group.
She's got no time for you, Matt.
I could just watch her build things. That was not a sexual one. That was like Cleo. Well, Cleo was probably a little sexual. I just didn't know it.
You didn't know it yet. No, but she's like Pippi Longstocking. She's getting shit done. She's got a plan. She's going to take control. She's the smartest one in the room. Like, go, girl.
And I'm still like, you're talking about Cleo the cat, who's just fucking naked except for leg warmers, and Poison Ivy, very drawn, very voluptuous. You could see every inch of her. No matter what costume she's got on, she's busty. I couldn't tell you really what type of body Gadget had, or Gadget was her name, right? I couldn't tell you what sort of body she had because she was wearing a jumpsuit, but that was hot. Like, I don't need my girls to always be in gowns or always be naked or always be in bathing suits. Sometimes, like the baseball cap backwards and the sweatshirt, the baggy sweatshirt, sometimes that's a look. And I think Gadget is that girl who comes home from work and you come up behind her and she's like, babe, I'm covered in oil. And you're like, I know.
Yeah. Leave it on.
She's like, let me shower first and get changed. And she showers and gets changed. She comes out in like oversized sweats that are ripped and like a shirt that doesn't show anything at all. And you're like, you're hotter now than when you got home.
No, but here's the one.
This is I want to make sure we're all on the same page. This is me pretending that I'm cohabitating with a cartoon mouse.
You're a cartoon. Wait, are you a cartoon too, though?
No, I'm me. I'm regular me.
Here's the hotness, though. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, season 3, episode 3. Gadget and Dale switch heads through some mishap. So she's
minds or heads?
Heads, complete heads. It is her head on Chip and Dale's dopey body wearing fucking Ron John Hawaiian shirt.
Right.
That's doing it right there. Yeah.
That's what you like?
No.
You like the dumpy body? Because her face, I don't know that her face did anything for me.
The Hawaiian
I think it was
shirt,
the jumpsuit. Now that I'm looking back at it, I think that's it. Yeah, little Michael Myers action. Now I know why I like that franchise so much. You were always like, I don't like it. There's too much cult bullshit. I'm like, I know.
And jumpsuits. Remind me to tell you a jumpsuit off air. Jumpsuit story. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Since we were talking about the animated series, you got mice, you got Catwoman. How about the real Catwoman? How about Michelle Pfeiffer? That might have been one of the first times I was so uncomfortable to be watching a movie with my parents because she just oozed sexuality. And in that like glued on leather cat suit from Batman Returns, and like she's whipping off the heads of mannequins. Like, that was the first time I think I had ever been exposed to any sort of like, I don't know, dominatrix BDSM shit. And even though that's not the point of that movie, obviously that's the style across the board. Mm-hmm. But it was like, oh shit, what? And Michelle Pfeiffer, obviously, huge sex symbol at the time. But yeah, Catwoman from Batman Returns was an eye-opening experience. But I had to like pretend not to care because my parents were there. So I'm like, oh yeah, hey, are they Chip?
I know what you mean, Mom. What boner?
She should do less playing and a little more praying. Right?
Do you think, or maybe there's not an answer, but tell me what you think. Is this a Michelle Pfeiffer crush? Is this a Selena Kyle played by Michelle Pfeiffer crush, or a Catwoman crush?
No, Selena Kyle was not attractive because, like, I don't know, there's something different about her. Oh yeah, that. The glasses.
Yeah,
that was
and
it.
The crumply hair.
I'm kidding, but she played like it's a trope. It's like that, she's all that. Like, she puts on the glasses. God, she's ugly. But the movie like played it the fuck up, where she's like, I'm helpless and an idiot with my glasses. But then like when she turns into Catwoman, she's a slinky, awesome dominatrix, kick Batman's ass type of chick. But like, no, it was Catwoman. Yeah, it was definitely Catwoman, not Selena Kyle.
Do you think it's the fact that you knew she used to be Selena Kyle, but now she's a badass, or you just like the forget Selena Kyle aspect of it?
You go. It's
I
like
like that we're
the ending of Grease.
psychoanalyzing this. Yeah,
The ending of Grease, where it's like, I didn't like you when you were
Yeah.
Sandra D, but when you turned into like a badass slut, I like that shit.
Badass slut with a whip.
With a whip. Oh yeah, I'm down for this. Hey, I mean, what works for the Penguin? Why did we turn into like, I don't know, Bronx?
You did.
What, you weren't doing it too?
I was laughing. I was egging you on.
That's just what you sound like all the time to me.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey,
So let's talk about these crushes we got. Most of them are animated over here.
None of them are that Japanimation style stuff.
Hey,
Nope.
Pips, bring me another drink over here.
Yeah. No, it's Catwoman, because again, from the animated series, she was hot in that. She's hot. It's Catwoman's hot. Come on. Come on.
Michelle Pfeiffer is hot, and I think I've always thought she was hot, but I in an academic sense, like she never did anything for me personally. There's been movies or scenes that I'm like, ooh, that's hot.
When she licks
I don't
the
care.
blood off her hand.
I just want to. I'm a caring. I'm not like into like hurting sex. I'm more like, oh, let me get you a Band-Aid.
You wouldn't let Michelle Pfeiffer fight?
I thought you said Michelle wipe her. I was like, wait. Where did you get on a first name basis with her?
You wouldn't let Michelle Pfeiffer. Okay, Catwoman whip you. I'm not even into that.
No,
but
I could say for sure. I don't know. There might be exactly one woman I'd let whip me, and it's a maybe.
Here's how it would go. Catwoman would be like, she'd be licking her hands, she'd be like, purr, can I whip you? And I'd be like, okay, but like once. And she'd hit me once, and I go, ow, fuck, ow. And I'd like cry and run around and be like, oh, it hurts so bad. And then I'd cry for the rest of the night. So that's how that would go. That's how my Catwoman whipping.
I can't even imagine the logistics involved with this situation. But if Michelle Pfeiffer ever offers to whip you, can I please be there? Please.
Oh, I'm assuming it's in a very public scenario.
Why would you assume that?
Because how else is it going to happen? I win an award. Come on down. You're at like a birthday party, and instead of the mariachis coming to sing, happy birthday
party.
I don't know.
Oh God. This is one of those things that I'm going to keep in my mind. And like, God forbid we ever cross paths with Michelle Pfeiffer and I could get like that, because I have all these secret cabal plans against you. Like Roger Jackson's Scream was the only real one that is materialized, but I have a bunch of things that I reach out to famous people every once in a while and try to get them on the show to
fuck with me,
scare or embarrass or humiliate you. I think Michelle Pfeiffer whipping you is going to be the best one.
Oh my God.
It'll be worth the wait. Hit that subscribe button now, you guys. You do not want to miss this birthday party.
Once we get 100,000 followers, Michelle Wiper.
Michelle Wipe. Jeremy Rayner's over there being like, at least they're not mispronouncing my name anymore. Oh man. Can we go back to the before and after of the supervillain? I know 2 or 3 women in my life that I see pretty regularly who wear glasses, often have their hair up, and I shit you not, are constantly, and I mean constantly, carrying too much for their arms to hold. And every time I see them, I say, I hope today's the day that chemicals explode in your face. I hope today's the day that you get hit by lightning, because I want to just see what that after looks like. Because I think it would, in each of these girls' case, I think it would work. I think they could make that transformation of like, oh no, I just dropped all my notebooks, to hello, bats. I don't know who they'd be saying it to in this situation, but there's 2 or 3 women that I'm like, you are the before supervillain.
Real quick, are there any X-Men on your list?
There weren't, but erroneously so because I want to put one on now. Is
just
it
real
Psylocke?
quick. Okay, well, hey, there you go. I was just going to say
Psylocke.
who was the crushiest X-Men?
Psylocke.
Psylocke?
In the swimsuit edition, they put out a Marvel swimsuit edition. She was
Yeah.
all the fuck over the ads for that.
I mean, I was
Talk
always
about moms. I remember being in a comic book store wanting to buy that comic, but I was with my mom, so I bought Terminators, Hunters, and Killers issue number 1 instead. And now I've never seen the beauty of that woman's drawn body with less Psylocke wearing less clothes than normal.
than normal. I'm gonna die. Oh my god.
Who's your X-Men of choice?
Storm. Surprisingly
Mohawk?
so. Of course, obviously, yes.
Really?
Mohawk with the white eye. It's the white eyes. That's weird. It's just weird enough. It's weird. And like she had that. She reminds me of in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, where the chick gets the big mohawk and she's like, I'm bad.
Yeah.
And beautiful. And she can barely say it with a straight face because it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
Storm is bad and beautiful.
But it's lightning.
But it's lightning. People thought I was going to say Rogue because, redhead, but,
Is Rogue a redhead? Is she a brown head?
I thought she was
giant. She's a skunk head.
she's a Pepe Le Pew head.
This isn't a crush, but it is an honorable mention that I would feel remiss if I did not say.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the movie Howard the Duck, when we are on Duck World.
Shut the fuck up. No.
You're with me, right?
I thought you were going with Leah Thompson.
No, Leah Thompson for sure. But again, not one of my big ones. She didn't make the cut for today to talk about. For sure, Leah Thompson was hot, and she was hot in that movie, and she was hot in Adventures in Babysitting. But
And
not
Back to
so
the
much.
Future.
Not
Come
so much
on.
that I thought about it. I didn't care. I didn't feel a crush in that.
Oh.
On Duck World, Howard the Duck, I think he falls through floors or bursts through a building or something, and there is a lady duck in a bath.
Tub. Yeah.
And I believe she has duck boobs a little bit. I don't know how much you could see, but you could see them. And as a kid, I was like, what?
Was that your first experience with boobage in
Probably
a movie?
not, because my parents let me watch a lot of shit, and I probably had seen actual sex scenes, just not cared. Because I think there's that time where you're like, ew, gross. And then there's that time where you're like, not as gross as I once thought. And then there's a time where you're like, blah, 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 blah.
You're like, rewind.
Yeah, you burn a hole in that tape. I think the duck boobs for me were probably like, what? Why do I want to watch that again?
Do ducks have, how does this, in that
I
world,
wasn't thinking from a zoological
in that
point
world,
of view.
Do those ducks feed their young? Do those ducks lactate?
No, I did a lot of research on this because I don't like to come on the show unprepared. That specific duck character was a duck OnlyFans duck. So she had duck boob implants, duck boob implants. So they were only for sexual gratification.
Let's see. Well, the answer is no. Ducks are classified as avian animals, and birds do not produce milk, with a few notable exceptions, including pigeons, dove, flamingos, and penguins. You can
and that duck from Howard the Duck.
They don't have the organs that let them secrete milk for their young.
No, she got a duck boob job.
This asks me so many questions. Can I milk a pigeon? Can we get pigeon milk up in this?
You can. I would not recommend it. That's further down on my crush list, but
pigeons. The crush list is turning into a kink list.
That's literally the progression of a crush list, dude.
All right, here we go.
Did you ever wonder why my bedroom is covered in spin art?
I also wonder why you had all those got milk posters. But...
Did you ever wonder why my bed is on a giant turntable? Oh man. All right, I had some man crushes on here, but I'm gonna forego those now because I have two other big ones that I feel like I need to talk about, and then I'm good. How many do you have? What's your list?
I'm not even halfway through my list. We could go all night.
How sad are we?
All right. I'll give you 2 or 3 more. We'll do 2 or 3 more. All right.
Okay. Hit me.
Seeing a resurgence of popularity is this character, because she just had a huge hit show on Netflix. But the original, where I first got my crush on this character, was Christina Ricci. How are we going to say her name? Roger Meacham is over there being like, you don't know how to say Christina Ricci's
Christina Forehead.
name? Yeah.
Sorry,
forehead.
Christina. But
That
you earned, I
forehead.
mean, you're gorgeous, but you earned that head.
You sure did. Wednesday Addams.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
From the first movie?
Oh, I love that first movie so much. And when I was a kid, Wednesday Addams was like so alluring and peculiar. I'd go talk to her and she'd say some like wicked weird shit. And I'd be like, oh, I'm weird too.
So
Not down.
You do. You like, you set your sights realistically high. You're like, I'm going to go with the what's it called? The protective services girl who has no father and hangs out with pirates because she's fucked. I'm going to go hang out with this girl who lives in a haunted house and has a vampire mom. She's fucked.
At least I'm not going after the junkyard cat.
Fair. I've never been put in my place so quickly and thoroughly as what you just said, because you're right. You can't set your sets lower than a fucking junkyard cat. It's not even alive. It's not even in the real world. It's animated.
So yeah, Wednesday Addams.
So it's Wednesday, not Christina Ricci. Right?
I mean, I liked her in pretty much anything she did in that whole era. I mean, Casper.
Black Snake Bone.
I mean, that was much later.
No, I know.
I'm looking at like a much younger version of myself, so it's not creepy.
All right, so yeah, Casper, Wednesday and Wednesday 2.
But as I got a little bit older, it's like, hey, you were cute and all and weird, but you know who's really hot in your family? Your mom. Angelica Houston is fire in as Morticia Addams. Like,
yeah, I can see that.
She is awesome in that movie. Still hot as hell. Angelica Houston got it going on.
We saw Angelica Houston at a screening of The Witches a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And she did a Q&A afterwards.
I'm listening.
And I've always thought she was gorgeous and sophisticated beauty. The way she handled the interview, and like, not that we interview Angelica Houston, but like, we know how interviews go and we know how it is to talk with someone. And there are people who are good at interviews. And there are people who are not as good at interviews. The way she talked with this guy at the movie theater doing the interview, she was so freaking charming. I had a crush on her that day. I know she's beautiful. I know she's a good looking woman and she's done a lot of sexy shit. But like, seeing her interact with this person was the thing that did it for me that night. I was like, damn, like I had like a little night crush. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah. Angelica Houston. Sorry, Wednesday. Wednesday's mom has got it going on. Also, Wednesday just repels from emotional like maturity with like being weird. So the second you're like, hey, I think we need to have an adult conversation about our feelings for each other, she'd be like, you want to get in my electric chair? I'm like, that would be fun, but I got a date with Catwoman later. No. Oh, hilarious.
Right. I've been putting this off all night. But I need to talk about this. And I normally don't talk about relationship drama on the air.
Yeah.
But I need to talk about my first crush. My first crush that meant anything, and the first time that I knew I had a crush on somebody.
Hit me.
It's a little movie called Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
The ant?
Yep,
I
love that
ant. The ant was so cute.
No, I wanted to hang out with the ant. The ant was like my boy.
All right.
When I watched that movie, there's two characters that like hit me hard. The older brother from One House and Rick Moranis' older daughter, whose name was Amy in the show. She was played by an actress named Amy O'Neill. I remember thinking that dude was so cool and loving her.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where I could tell you 2 or 3 moments, having not seen the movie since I was a kid, I could tell you 2 or 3 moments that I like registered to me like butterflies, thinking about her and imagining being with her miniature sized. And within like the last 6 months, Kent and I watched it, the original Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And I haven't seen it since, I'm going to say, elementary school. And it was one of those movies where the entire 90 something minutes or whatever it was, right as something was about to happen, my brain would unlock that memory of this is the part where they, and then I was right back in it like I was then. So the movie opens essentially with a bunch of introductions. This beautiful young girl is tasked with cleaning the kitchen. And as she's doing that, she is mopping and she's dancing with the mop. Stupid little teenage dance.
Right.
And when she's doing that, the cool guy from next door sees her. And that's where you as the audience are supposed to understand that he's a little bit of a voyeur in that scene, seeing this woman or this young girl who he likes, and he's developing a crush. When I was, I don't know how old, that movie came out in 89. So 89, I was 7 years old. 7.
Holy shit.
And my little heart was like, ba-boompa, ba-boompa. She's dancing. Later on, she gets miniaturized and she falls into the mud when the sprinklers turn on and she almost drowns. They have to do mouth to mouth on her. And I don't know why, but I was like, I'm feeling things here. She was soaking wet, covered in mud, and the guy did mouth to mouth on her. And I was like, wow. They go to sleep in a Lego. You remember that?
Yes.
There's a blue Lego and they go to sleep in it. And I remember as a kid being like, I wish I could sleep in a Lego with her. And I thought that was so, like, in my mind, we weren't doing anything, but I thought the idea of spending the night with this girl in the Lego
would have been
like the
so
epitome
cool.
of true love. So Amy O'Neill was my first crush ever. And I crush hard. Now, that's not the heartbreaking part. Heartbreaking part is, and it's hard for me to even admit this.
This is why your heart's broken, Rumi?
What I'm about to say, because this is 1989 and we're recording this in 2024. So that's 72 years of a crush I've had on this girl, roughly, more or less. And I took Kent to his first Comic-Con about 3 weeks ago. And literally, it was in Pasadena. We walk in, and who is the absolute first table we see? Amy O'Neill. My childhood crush. The woman who literally defined crush for me. She's sitting right there. And I looked at the people I was with, and I was like, I have to go talk to her. And I'll admit, I need a little bit more give and take with a crush. It doesn't, like, I'm not just in love with her for 41 years, having never talked to her. But I was like, I got to get her on the show. How? Because Ruby and I have been planning this episode for a couple months.
Yes.
So I was like, how great if I could have my first crush on our show. So I went up, I introduced myself. I said, listen, you were my first crush as it was. And I explained this to her. And she slowly starts to step back. No, she was like really cool about it. She's like, oh, that's so sweet. And I was like, if you're interested, I have a podcast and we're doing a Valentine's Day crush episode. And we would be honored if you'd come on. She's like, of course. She's like, hit me up on Instagram. And I was like, sure, no problem. So she gave me her Instagram handle and we go in. Thank you so much. We go into the con. I text Rumi. And me and my friends and Kent are walking around the con doing different shit. And a couple hours later, Rumi's like, see if she could record this Sunday, which was like 2 days away. I was like, God damn, now I got to go back in that line and wait in her line to ask her a specific date. Within 5 minutes, I turn around and Amy O'Neill, the actress, is talking to my friend, who's another tall blonde woman. And they're just talking. I'm like, she did follow us over and she's talking to my friend. So my friend Erin, who helped us at the at the Comic-Con panel that we had, the Ghostface Comic-Con panel.
Yeah.
So I come over and I start talking to Amy O'Neill again, and I say, "Hey, Rumi wants to record on the Sunday," and she's like, "Oh, maybe it's going to be pretty busy because that's 2 days away, but write me and we'll figure it out." So I write her, and first Erin tells me that she backed me up. Erin tells me, "Just so you know, I gave credit to your story because I had told Erin that she was my crush years and years ago." So Erin told Amy O'Neill, apparently, "Hey, he's not giving you a line. You really were his first crush. He told me." And then Erin said, because Erin had like a girl crush on her, and Erin used to pretend to be her and dance with the mop in her kitchen. So Erin told her that story and was like, "Just so you know, he's not bullshitting you. He told me like a while ago that he had a crush on you." Because me and Erin tell each other our crushes. But like, I was like, oh, okay. So Erin backed up my story. So now this chick knows I'm not just, I mean, I guess she knows I'm a weirdo. So I write her on Instagram. Nothing. I write her on from my Instagram and from Launchpad's Instagram. Nothing. I see she has an Etsy. I wait a couple of days. I write her on Etsy. Nothing. Oh man. Okay. So now I've played all those cards. You can't keep bugging them. So I got to wait. She finally gets back to me and is like, "How long is your show?" And I said, she said, "Sorry, I've been really busy." I said, "No problem, but we need to, we're trying to record for Valentine's Day. Can we do it this day, or this day?" Nothing. For days, and every day is agonizing because you're waiting for your crush to get back to you. Kristen, what was her name? Kristen Hodish got back to me faster than Amy O'Neill did in 4th grade. So I'm waiting, and she finally writes me back and she says, "How long is your podcast?" I said, "We usually go for about an hour, but if you want to do 20 minutes, a half an hour, hour and a half, you tell us what you could do and we'll make it work." And that was the last I heard from her. Even when I was like, "Hey, I don't want to be a pain, but we have to schedule this show because it's going to be our Valentine's Day show. We got to get it done by a certain time. If you can't do it, we totally understand. Just let us know," because scheduling wise, Rumi and I were pushing other episodes forward and trying to push this episode back to try to accommodate her. But we couldn't do it too much because eventually we'd run into Valentine's Day, which is now literally tomorrow.
And here we are a week late.
But yeah, and it's my fault because Amy O'Neill, my first crush, she stood me up.
She stood you up, man.
She podcasted me up. Yeah, she did ghost me. But how awesome. My crush from 1989 ghosted me this month.
Rumi.
Yeah.
What if she found herself in a situation where she got shrunk and now she's really tiny and she's trying
let me check my Legos.
That's what I'm saying. Like she's trying to tell you, like don't eat cereal too fast. Be careful where you step. Like what if she's trying to give you a sign? Like she got shrunk.
Oh shit! You said be careful where I step. What if I squished her already? She's in the bottom of the Valentine's Day shoes Amanda got me.
Part of that movie that I never bought, and that is when the kids they find like a cigarette butt, and that's what they use for warmth.
Yeah.
They would all be dead. The nicotine alone, they'd be like, take one breath from a giant cigarette and be like, they'd die throwing up.
Did you not dream? I'll be honest, and not to diminish the character Amy or the actress Amy's persona and presence in the film and in my life, but I would say at least as much as I was enamored with her, I was enamored with the idea of eating the cream out of a giant
Oreo.
Didn't you want that shit? Oh man.
No, because I realized it's the same as all. It doesn't matter. It's the same any size. It's just the cream in the middle of an Oreo.
I get it, but like if you could go to Ralph's or your grocery store and buy a basketball-sized chunk of Oreo cream, I would do that shit every week.
Yeah, but I mean, I've also painstakingly sliced off 9 different slices to make the giant sized quadruple.
That's a fool's game, Rumi. I'm talking about getting a cookie big enough that you could live on for 2 weeks.
Sure, Rumi, it'd be cool.
Imagine eating so much, your belly gets so full and you're like, oh, I just need to go lay down in my Lego.
In my Lego. I just need to go take a hit off my giant cigarette.
So yeah, that's my first crush, actress Amy O'Neill.
All right.
And so far, unrequited.
So one of the first times I ever had a real awakening of, oh, fuck. My parents, it was a movie they weren't going to let me see, but they're like, hey, you should see this one part because it's really cool. And they show me a scene from this movie, and it's Donald
Caligula.
Duck. All the heads getting chopped off.
Yeah.
It's Donald Duck and Daffy Duck playing the piano side by side. They are animated cartoons, but the pianos are real.
Mhm.
Inside the jazz club they are performing in, there are real people and recognizable cartoons. It is the scene from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And they wanted to show me the live action mixed with this, and this was the scene they decided to choose. But then suddenly they're like, they were, I was enamored with the animation technique and how cool it was to see those two characters together, because we had just been talking about how like Donald Duck and Daffy Duck were never in the same room together. They're different franchises, blah, 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 blah. Here
Their
they are.
agents would not allow it.
Agents would not allow it. But they had seen the movie. I didn't know how they maybe they were distracted, whatever. Suddenly, slinky ass Jessica Rabbit comes out singing in her sparkly dress that looks real as hell. And she is va-voom. This is like just sex on celluloid. And I had never seen that at the age. I must have been 4 or 5. And that was like a searing brand into my brain. That was just like, yeah, that's hot. Like that was the first time, like that's the only response you could have. Yeah, that's hot. As you get older, you're like, that's unrealistic. And she's horribly proportioned. She'd fall over and she'd have horrible back problems. But for a long time, that was like,
You still rewind that scene where she crashes and flies out of the car.
they fixed it in later iterations.
Dude, I remember with my VHS going back and trying to find that, but it wasn't in the VHS release. I didn't realize that till later. That was before I understood, there probably wasn't internet searches. Well, so again, for some reason, I'm psychoanalyzing all of your picks. She is a purely sexual, physical attraction one, right? Like there's nothing about her loyalty to Roger or anything like that.
No. There's no conversation because there's no sound. I'm just, all you hear is the swell of a Vivaldi, orchestra, and you're like, and you realize your feet aren't touching the ground. You realize your head is transformed into a wolf, and your eyeballs are the shapes of hearts, and they've fallen out of your head, and they're on your tongue. You're trying to roll it back up like a Jim Carrey movie. Like that's all you can get out of your head. It just totally takes over everything, and you're just a fool for love.
See, I had the same type of reaction. I don't think it was that strong, but the same type. And then every time she comes on, because what you're talking about is her introduction in the movie.
Yes.
She comes, you see her in a lot of different things. She does a lot of different things. It's sultry. Everything she does is sexy. There's one scene that really got me, though. It's where Bob Hoskins is kind of coming up from behind her in Toontown. And what we think is she turns around and goes, oh, man.
Yeah.
And I felt like you did about Jessica, about that girl. I was like, why is he running away from her? Big giant buck teeth, pimply face.
Yeah, that was funny. There's a lot of characters though that they like oversexed up, and like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it's a joke and a convention in a movie that isn't necessarily for kids.
Sure. Yeah.
The movie Space Jam is fucking for kids. And Lola Rabbit comes out basically drawn the same way. Like she comes on screen, she's like, I'm pure sex and I play basketball. And it's like, why? Why did you make this way? Why did you draw her like that? Why is her only purpose on screen to be ogled? Like it was so tacky.
Got to give those dads bringing the kids to the movie theater something to watch.
Oh yeah.
Well, I like it that in my mind they didn't care about Michael Jordan. I mean, I guess they did, but they needed more than just that.
They're like, Michael Jordan's this hot ass rabbit. Holy shit.
The wife is like, how was the movie, hun? He was like, good. They're like, did you see your basketball guy? He was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I understood the sex appeal of her, but I never saw that movie until I was a grown up, and I didn't care. So like she was tangentially on my radar. You know what I mean? I never cared or looked at her or thought about her. I was never doing any spin art with her. You know what I mean?
No. I get it. A couple honorable mentions, if we can, real quick.
Yeah.
The first time I ever saw a topless woman in a movie was Titanic.
Nice.
My parents had gone to see it, and they're like, "The movie's fantastic. You got to go." And I was like, "Okay." I'm like 13 at the time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We go, and they were like preparing me because my parents had to put everything into context. And they were like, "Okay, there's a scene in the movie, but it's like very artful. It's artsy. She's getting drawn like a French girl." I'm like, "Okay, I get it. I'm prepared. All right, gonna see boobs for the first time with my parents. Here we go." And we get there.
Here we go.
And the children that I babysit were sitting in front of me.
Nice.
Three siblings. And they turn like, "Aaron, you're here. This movie's awesome. We've seen it 3 times already. We love Titanic." They loved that movie. They had it at home. We watched it all the time.
Yeah, you know why they loved it? I'll give you 2 reasons.
They were too young to know, man. They didn't give a shit. But here I am, like all awkwarded out. And then it just made it like so extra awkward because I'm like, here I am seeing boobs in a movie with my parents and the like 7-year-old I babysit.
So now here's my biggest question, okay?
Yeah.
You and I have seen dozens of movies together, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And there is a specific thing, and we've talked about it many, many times on the podcast. All of our mutual friends know this is an Aaron McLean thing to do in a movie that you're enjoying, is to turn to the person next to you and give them a nice big high five up top. So when Kate Winslet pulls out those gazungas, are you high-fiving mom, dad, or the babysitting kids? Who gets the 5 fingers salute there?
Nobody. I'm too mortified. I was so embarrassed. Fucking Titanic. And like, for those who don't know, I went to Catholic school for 18 years. I was raised Catholic as shit. So guilt. I'm watching the movie and I can't think about whether Leonardo DiCaprio can fit in that fucking door. I'm just guilt-ridden with those tatas that I saw. My sin, witnessed by God, the children I babysit.
And your mom.
My mom.
Yeah. Mrs. Aaron.
Yeah. Wow. So the guilt of Titanic, never to be forgiven. Who's the hottest Street Fighter character?
Blanca.
My man. Okay.
Zagat.
Right. Quick man crush. One.
Cammy or Chun-Li?
Chun-Li. Yeah, for sure. That's the correct answer. Quick man crush. Just a real quick one.
Ryan Reynolds is top for me.
Ryan Reynolds?
Probably the number 1 top.
Yeah,
you're going to say me, right?
I was going to say Rufio, but
the dog or the Rufio?
With the little belly shirt. Come on.
I was just about to bust you for making your man crush sexual, and I was like, nope, don't you do that. You love Ryan Reynolds' abs like crazy. I was like, yeah, I do.
Any man who can pull off a belly shirt, I salute you, sir. And your little dual mohawk.
Yeah.
And here's the coolest thing about fucking Rufio. Everybody's like, Robin Williams is the man. He's like a comic icon. And here is this kid talking shit to him. And he says one of the most cold ass lines I've ever heard in a movie. All adults are pirates, and we kill pirates. Damn.
I like that so many of your crushes have a pirate influence, and so many of your crushes don't take shit from adults, is what I'm sensing. You numerous times mentioned like that person doesn't have any grown-ups telling them what to do. He's bad-mouthing Robin Williams and all parents. And he must be a huge boner for you because he is shitting on parenting with a pirate flair. You know what I mean? Like there's everything wrapped up in that one line.
Oh, I hate authority.
If he was animated, that would be it. You'd be running away with him.
The other one, Egon Spengler, but not Harold Ramis from the cartoon.
I know.
It's that donut for hair, man. That's
When you said Egon Spangler, I immediately thought of the real Ghostbusters animated Egon Spangler. I wasn't thinking of anyone in the movie.
He was smart. What can I say? No pirates, though, but he was smart.
Well, they're kind of like the pirates of the living.
And I have to drop one last thing because I told Kate I was going to talk about it, and we laughed about it. Christina Applegate and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Okay.
Because first, she's this badass chick who's...
Doesn't like pirates. Doesn't like adults as a pirate. She's like the pirate of all babysitters.
Yeah, she pisses off the babysitter enough that she dies, and then takes charge.
Another woman who's killed a man or killed a person, so you're on board for that.
And then she takes charge and becomes quite a business lady.
We've had a lot of fun here tonight. And we said some funny shit, but I can't shoot any holes through any of your choices. They are like even the ones that I didn't have a crush on myself, I certainly can see. Like if we were at a bar and Pippi Longstocking walked in, or an animated dog animal walked in, and you were like, dude, I'm going over there, I wouldn't hold you back. I'd be like, you do it, man. I'm just imagining like that I would walk over to Rufio and be like, hey, man, my buddy's over there, but he's too shy to come talk to you.
He wrote this letter on a napkin. Do you like me? Check yes. Check no. And the bouncer comes over to deliver his message.
So I have one left on my list.
All right.
And it was she. I shouldn't say she, and she's a real girl, a real human. She is probably the number one.
If you're going to say your wife, I'm going to beat you to it.
No. Don't have a crush on my wife. You don't have a crush on my wife. Is she on your list?
No.
Oh, that would have been baller if either one of us was that funny to put each other's wives on the list. There's this girl. Her name is Kate McLean. Mrs. Aaron.
She makes my roomie so happy, and I'm just like, I think that's so cool.
No, this is a woman. She's a woman now, but I saw her in a movie as a girl. I've seen her in a bunch of movies since. She is sometimes a great actress. Sometimes she's in a shitty movie, and I don't think she does a great job, but she is still gorgeous. She's sophisticated. She's hot. And she was, I don't know. Who is someone you could think of from us? Do you have any like that are like, this is a woman who, like, if she walked in a room, I would be like starstruck, and I don't get that very much.
I don't know. I need more than that. Tell me an obscure thing from a movie. You just named like 300 million people.
I've seen her in a kids movie, and I've seen her in a movie where she's using a dildo with another woman.
Oh shit. Wait, is she in Jennifer Connelly?
Yes.
Holy shit. No, really?
Yeah. Yeah, Labyrinth and Requiem for a Dream.
Okay.
She has been in so much. Like, I think she is a really good actress when she's in a good movie. She's been in a ton of shit that was terrible, or that her role was terrible, but I don't really blame her per se. I think she's gorgeous. I thought she's almost like, I watched, this is going to be a weird comparison, but I'm tired. I watched the first Karate Kid movie recently, and Ralph Macchio is charming as fuck in it. He just is a character that you love the character. And I think as a kid, I loved Sarah in Labyrinth. I thought she was pretty, but I don't think that's what I was thinking. I thought she's trying to save her brother. She's nice to all these creatures. You know, she helps Ludo get free, and then she's not afraid of him. Hoggle looks like an asshole, but is an asshole.
Did you just see they found Hoggle? They just found the puppet. It's been in a suitcase for years.
Yeah.
He looks like death.
But like, he looked like death before, but she's still nice to him. Like, she's such a heartwarming character that I think as a kid, I like looked up to her. She was like, I want her to babysit me. I think that's like what I felt.
We just watched Dark City, which she's in.
Yeah.
Which is a cool movie. And she's gorgeous in it. And I brought this up to my wife. I was like, she's been acting forever.
Yeah.
And she's been acting in roles that I think have often been casting her older and more sexual than her age should be.
Mhm.
And it's like one of those unfortunate things you see in Hollywood all the time where like they over sexualize a character or an actress too young, and then they're like constantly playing these sexy roles, and you're like 17. Hate that. Stop doing that, Hollywood. But yeah, Jennifer Connelly's awesome. I love that movie where she has like the bug powers.
Phenomenon or what's the other one? Start with an O?
Phenomenon. Yeah.
Phenomenon. She's been in so many great movies, and she's done some really great things. And then she's done some things that were just fun. And then she's done some other stuff that was like, ugh, why? Like, you're doing that? Fine. But she's, she's gorgeous.
Oh, shit. Oh, God.
You what?
Holy shit. Requiem for a Dream. Terrifying.
Well, but I mean, she did a good job, and that's a hard fucking movie to watch. It must have been a hard movie to do.
Yeah.
But I was thinking more like the new Top Gun. She's a waste in. She was in a Hulk movie, a waste. It's not her fault, and she didn't do a terrible job. It's just look at the script she had, look at the direction she had,
Hulk
look at the
movie
movie.
Was she in the Ang Lee one?
I want to say she was in the Eric Bana Ang Lee one. I think she was also, if I'm not mistaken, I think she was the voice of Spider-Man's AI in the first Tom Holland movie. But like, she's a person that I think I would triple, and I think I'm pretty fucking suave. Just ask Kristen Hodish. I think I'm pretty good, at least, like, because you and I, again, we're not talking to Jennifer Connelly's, but when we talk to people, they are people we care about. And I don't think I trip over my words, even when I meet people who've written and drawn my absolute favorite book, And
I trip over my words when I'm talking to myself. Crazy bastard.
But I think I would be like, this is Jennifer Connelly growing up. Yeah. Watching her and, adoring her in different ways, right? I want her to babysit me. I want her to come to my bachelor party.
I want her to do some spin art with me.
Yeah, I think she's probably my end all be all overarching pop culture crush of life.
Nice.
Yours is Rufio, right?
Rufio. No, it's some cartoon probably. That's a good one, man. Yeah. But that's the cool thing about movies and pop culture. They make you feel things for characters that, even though they're not real people, sometimes they're not even real, they're drawn, but it makes you feel things. Bring it back down.
And if I can, to be serious, you guys know I'm a teacher, and tomorrow is, we're recording this on the 13th. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And when I say to them, Valentine's Day is about celebrating the people you love, half the class goes, and I'm like, shut up. You don't know about love. No, I say, you don't say ew, because love can mean a lot of different things, right? And to be serious, I really do feel this way. And the way that I tell them is I don't have a dog anymore, but when I had a dog, I'd be like, I love my dog. I love my son. I love my wife. I love my friends. And then to the kids, the students, I say, I love you guys. And I try to explain, all of that is love. It's just different types of love. I don't love my dog the same way that I love my best friend, but I don't love DJ Tanner the same way I do that animated cat. But I'm thinking of it now that we're thinking of all the different crushes that we've talked about tonight, and you and I going back and trying to explain why we like them, whether it was the beginning of understanding sexualization, right? Or what I just said about Jennifer Connelly, I want her to babysit me. I remember liking a lot of my babysitters on a non-romantic sexual level, but just kind of looking up to them being women that I thought were cool, and also probably thought they were pretty without realizing it. It's just interesting to think about what you would constitute as a crush throughout your lifetime. You know what I mean? A crush that I have now would be a lot different than the crush I had at 18, would be a lot different than Kristen Hodish. Although Kristen Hodish, I don't know if you're listening, but if you are, slide in those DMs. Just say.
You're right, man. As usual, I love it. Love it when we can land the plane with a deep thought.
That happens a lot here on the Launch Pad.
Right? Not often. But sometimes. Definitely a big shout out to the wives. To Kate, thanks for putting up with. Let me go on a podcast, talk about all the hot animated boobs I like to watch or whatever. But appreciate you and thank you for everything you do for me. And the Ghostbuster Ecto 1 thing, awesome Valentine's Day gift. I got her flowers.
Okay, everyone listening, we often try to tell you to go watch YouTube video of us, okay? You need to go watch the moment that just happened where Aaron realizes he did not get a good enough present.
No. I also got her a murder mystery game.
Oh, nice.
That we can solve a murder together.
You
That'll
should
be
open
fun.
it now and look at the answer. That way, when you do it together,
You seem
solve
really
it.
smart.
Yeah, she's going to be like, wow, you thought of flowers and you know who the killer is.
No, but they're flowers that she can't be allergic to because Kate's allergic to everything. So I got her flowers that she can't be allergic to because they're like handmade and like folded, really beautiful paper. It's like a work of art.
So
it's cool.
You got her paper. You didn't get her flowers.
I didn't even get her flowers. I got her paper. Oh God!
Here, babe, I got you some paper and a board game. It was the butler. Good night. What do you mean, good night? I have to go watch Hook and then Goofy movie. Hey, babe, before you hop in bed, can you do a hair flip? No, do it slower. Can you look more like a dog when you do it?
Can you whip me just once? Oh, ow, fuck. Yeah. Oh, it hurts so bad. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that game. Okay.
Oh, man. That would be like a wife win if she heard you and is like right now messaging Michelle Pfeiffer and she gets her for tomorrow for that one whip.
God, no.
Oh, God, I hope. I've never wanted somebody to be whipped by Michelle Pfeiffer so bad. Oh. Damn. Remember like 3.5 minutes ago when you're like, I like when we can land the plane with a deep thought.
Well,
Perfect.
Perfect. The callback was just there. I could not make it happen. Oh, Rumi, there's just one last thing we need to do is blast this thing off. We're the Rocketeers and we're out. We love you guys.
Happy St. Valentine's Day. I keep calling it St. Patrick's Day.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.